everyone. My name is Dr. Janani Krishnaswamy, and I'm here to answer your questions about being a doctor. You all sent in so many great questions about what it takes to work in this field, and I'm excited to answer some of these questions for you. So let's get started. Why did you choose the area of medicine you are in? That is a wonderful question. So I'm trained as an internal medicine doctor. You may know your internist as your general primary care doctor, and that's what I generally do in my clinical practice. But I also have a little twist. I'm a lifestyle and preventive medicine doctor. That means that I look at the domains of lifestyle that a patient has, which involve their sleep, diet, exercise, mental health, and I put all those pieces together to determine how the lifestyle could be improved to make a person feel healthier. So it's a natural fit for preventive medicine. Preventive medicine is also studying communities and groups and how communities and groups experience health. That has to do with the field called health disparities, which is when, certain groups don't experience good outcomes or good health behaviors due to environmental and systemic factors. And these are the areas I'm really passionate about. I wanted to be an internist because I wanted to understand all the parts of the human body, and me personally didn't want to restrict myself to just one organ system. I wanted to be the type of doctor that knows their patients over the long term and gets to know them, gets to visit them time after time and build those relationships with patients. So I really love interacting with patients and helping them optimize their lifestyles and feel as healthy and strong and self-confident as they can be to have their optimal chance of health. What tips for studying do you have? Wonderful question. Use UWorld. But seriously, using a time-tested and a proven resource for learning is so key. Studying and learning doesn't have to be this really difficult, time-consuming thing. Yes, it is going to take time, and yes, it is going to take effort, but there's a way to make sure that the effort that you're putting in has the maximum possible results, and that is by doing test questions. When you do questions, instead of just staring at a textbook for hours on end, doing questions activates a part of your brain that improves memory and retention. There's a lot of evidence behind this. While you absolutely do need to read and study textbooks, when you really want to retain that information, as well as improve your performance on test day, the tried and true approach is to do questions. So even when you're studying and you're not thinking about standardized testing yourself and asking questions about the material is one of the best ways to, number one, see what your gaps are in knowledge, but number two, also retain that information and really ingrain it in your longer term memory. Did you ever feel like giving up? So this is a really good question. Everybody, I would wager to say, experiences this feeling of frustration or self-doubt. And it's really normal, and it's actually a great sign that you're challenging yourself and you're doing the right thing. People who are successful often talk about the moments in their life when the struggle felt the hardest, when they felt like it was just too much and doubting their abilities to succeed, and I definitely had that. Medical school, training, and even being a doctor is full of instances that make you question what you're doing, your wisdom, your knowledge, whether you're even good, and these are all normal feelings. The key is, how do you respond to it? Are you going to look at the overall context, see how far you've come, and believe in yourself that you can succeed, versus letting those voices of self-doubt, undermine what you're capable of doing? Of course, there are times in our lives where we have to change courses, where we might decide that a certain style of practice or a certain, type of practice of medicine may not be the best fit for our personalities. And that's absolutely good and actually a normal part of figuring out what your career is. But the key is making sure that fear isn't the driver and that confidence is the driver is the best way that I would put it. So in medical school, you do have a lot of challenges, especially if you're used to doing really well on your tests, you're used to doing really well in school. Medical school is very humbling, and so is the practice of residency and seeing patients and dealing with life or death situations under really high pressure. It is really tough, but the key is to understand yourself and to know whether it's fear that's driving that idea of giving up versus a voice of reason that's talking about changing course to be in a better place. Well, that's all the time we have for questions in this video, but please check out some of our other videos for more information about becoming a doctor. Thank you for sending in those questions, and thanks for watching.